service announcement. There is no legitimate reasons why Victorians, unlike their interstate counterparts, can't play golf. So I'm going to the seat of government where Daniel Andrews might be in the House, the Premier, and I'm going to respectfully ask him why in God's name can't we go onto a golf course, social distance and play golf. You might think this is a publicity stunt, and you couldn't be more accurate. This is a publicity stunt because this is absolute nonsense. So you give me a legitimate reason why golfers can't socially distance, not touch one another, walk around a golf course, obey the strict rules. It is nonsense.
So how does it feel? I mean, you've got the clubs in the back and you're actually going to a golf course to play.
Yeah, it's sort of a cathartic thing that we should have been allowed to do a month ago. Get out in the open, self-distance, walk away from people. That's how golf's played anyhow, whether there's a pandemic or not. And to be told that suddenly it had nothing to do with health reasons why we couldn't play, it was to do with a non-essentials activity, which is extraordinary when you see you've been cooped up in your house. How getting out in the open wouldn't be an essential activity is beyond me.
You drive with both hands off the wheel a lot, don't you?
I do. I could drive to Sydney.
No.
Yeah, all right.
We've only been going about 300 metres and you've hardly had your hands on the wheel.
Right, well, look, see if you can notice anything else I do wrong in case anyone from the law are listening, or I've got my...
Well, actually, you haven't indicated to turn left.
Well, I'm not going left, am I?
Well, you're in the left lane.
No, that's Tony, please, man.
Oh, okay,
see that big straight arrow?
They've just painted the arrow there, I think.
Yeah, it's just since we drove up. Yeah. No, the big arrow means you can go ahead, and the one to the left means you can veer to the left if you wish. It's going to be a longer trip than I thought it would be.
Hey, but do you think you certainly got your message across, didn't you?
Well, I got it across, but it was like throwing cream puffs at the town hall. It did no good at all. In fact, it probably prolonged the ban because no one was going to say, "Oh no, we better take notice of that person." But it was illogical for a start. There was no valid reason. The rest of Australia was playing golf, but we weren't here. I don't know what the conventional wisdom was of the Premier, who thought he knew better than all the other states. It made no difference to the casualties or the death rate or the people who contracted the virus. Made no difference at all.
Well, you don't know that.
No, I do know that, Tony.
How do you know that?
Because I've been studying it. I've been studying it, mate.
You're a virologist now, eh?
They print, if you haven't noticed, for 6 weeks. They've done nothing but 24/7 tell you about where the virus is, what states are getting it, what the death toll is. That's common knowledge.
Yeah, I know, but when you look at WA and they have 6 days in a row of no cases, you've got to look at it per capita and also the amount of testing that we've done.
Tony.
Like 160 odd thousand tests.
Tony, I have studied all that, man. We are the second highest. The country has experienced, now this is 100 too many, but it's 100 deaths have happened in a country of 25 million people. New South Wales is the highest, probably because the Ruby Princess docked up in Sydney and people got off it. We are the second highest mortality rate here because that's obvious. Higher population in the state. It is just, there's no logical reason why people can't play golf. That's all I'm saying.
2 hands in.
Yes, Tony, thank you. And if I hear one more person say, "Oh, there's far more important things, and we're trying to save people from going into ICUs and being," that is just a completely spurious argument. It's got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. What, do you think I'm not interested in the health or the safety of people?
Well, you talk about the safety.
Yes.
Take those hands off the wheel one more time, Sam. I'm going to start worrying about road safety.
If you wouldn't have 13 Cabs' number, would you? I could just pull over. In fact, if I could get away with using the phone while I'm driving, or don't dare to do that, I'll meet you there. I'll get a cab to pick you up and I'll see you there.
It's just unusual that I'm driving with someone who's constantly taking both hands off the wheel. But that's okay. Well, but in all honesty,
well, we stopped at the lights. Can I take them off now?
No.
What? I can't now. We're stopped.
I would have thought if you were doing a driving test at the moment, and maybe it's an idea to be retested. But if you were doing a driving test at the moment,
I'd be in the top 1% of drivers in the country. I am an excellent driver. Excellent. I'd be in the top 1%.
you have had the odd incident or two.
Well, that's got nothing to do with how good a driver you are. That's at all.
Yeah.
Going through a red light camera at 44 as opposed to 40 doesn't mean you're a bad driver.
Well, it means that you
No, it means you're part of the revenue stream for the government.
Yes. Are we going to Albert Park?
No, very good, Tony. That's a very good question. You've got me confused.
Did we miss the turn off?
We probably did, because I've been chatting to you.
Because you haven't had your hands on the wheel.
Well, they're on the wheel, man.
I know, but if you had had them on the wheel and your mind on the job, we would have actually gone right back there.
I'll tell you where my hands will be shortly. They'll be around your throat in about... Now, so we've missed Albert Park, so we have to.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Well, do you think Q Golf Club might be open?
No, I'm going to just leave this with me. Where in the hell am I? You've disconcerted me.
I didn't mean to.
What?
Hands.
Tony, you don't have to have your hands on the wheel when you stop, man.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, then.
Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about that.
You're not going to worry about it.
I don't want to ruin your morning, because quite clearly this is a landmark. This is a landmark morning because you are back on the golf course. Eventually, you'll get to the golf course.
I have made an error there, Tony, because you've thrown me completely with gibberish.
Actually, in all honesty, you could just go down St Kilda Road, couldn't you? Oh no, is that blocked?
I tell you what, mate. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to get out, and you get in and drive it. I'll sit in the back.
No, it's fine. You're a good driver. I'm just curious as to why you don't use the steering wheel. You got the shits?
Yes, I have.
I'd turn right where that truck's turning right.
Would you?
Oh no, I wouldn't turn right.
No, I wouldn't do that either, but I'm leaving it to you. You're doing it from now on.
What about the footy? Are you missing the footy?
Not really.
No.
I'm interested in the results and everything, but I'm not missing it that much, or at all.
Do you think? I reckon that's the general view of people. Like, you've got your hardcore footy supporters who obviously miss it, but then you've got those that enjoy the footy but don't live and die by the footy, who are just sort of like, oh well, it is what it is.
Well, it is what it is, Tony, but you should never worry about things you don't have any control over. So to worry about whether the footy's on or not seems to be a monumental waste of time, but I think a lot of people are missing it because it is a very popular sport, Tony. Now it says keep clear here, so
Well, you're actually... Yeah, that might be right.
I'm in between.
Yeah, look, probably...
What would you like me to do? Back up or...?
No, just stay where you are.
Put the hazard lights on?
No, I'm just worried if there's an emergency vehicle. Then I don't know where that said emergency vehicle would actually... See, this is what are you going to let him in?
Well, I'm going to let him in because that's courtesy.
Yeah, but you're going to let the other one in?
Well, one at a time. I'll go, then he goes, then someone else will go. That's how it works, Tony.
So we're getting closer to Albert Park, albeit a little later than what we'd planned because we missed the turn off back there.
Because you took my concentration away. Don't tell me I can't do a right-hand turn here.
Well...
Oh my God.
No, you can't.
I can't. Look at that.
Well...
Holy mackerel.
Well, I don't know how you're going to get onto the course because you can't do a right-hand turn off Queen's Road either.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Well, look, I'll do one and you pretend we can without saying, oh, you can't be doing this. There's the course. We just need to get to it.
So as...
What's this?
Yeah, I know. Look at it. Oh, shit.
It's all right. No, that's all right.
Oh, right.
Coming in now. That's all right. That's how it works, mate. If they make 3 lanes into 2, you've got to put your indicator on and merge. That's how it works. You do a lot of driving, or do you get driven a lot?
No, I drive myself.
As James Bond once said, I think in Pussy Galore said to him, he said to Pussy Galore, some men like to be driven, others don't like to be taken for a ride. Which wasn't a bad line, was it? That was in Goldfinger.
I think James Bond also said shaken but not stirred. I would say that I'm more shaken than stirred in this car at the moment.
So you have felt unsafe with me driving, have you?
Sam, I have an issue with the driver blatantly refusing to put two hands on the wheel at any given time. Case in point.
I don't think it's illegal to take one hand off the wheel occasionally.
No, I know that, but in a congested area like
no, but
we're in at the moment,
you're underestimating the fact that I'm in the top 1% of drivers in the country.
What's that based on, by the way?
Based on competence, judgment, evaluating the traffic flow.
But you've also been involved in one of the more celebrated road incidents.
Why can't I go in that lane? I can. Like, what is it? What incident?
Well, maybe you were under a car.
Oh, yeah, run over by someone who was driving a car, yeah. I haven't had a demerit point on my licence for 7 years. Not one.
Not one.
Not one.
This from somebody who
Tony
spreads their vehicle over two parking bays.
Read my lips. Not one demerit point for 7 years. I am 0 demerit points, and that has been for 7 years.
But Sam, that doesn't mean you're a good driver. That just means you're a lucky driver.
Oh yeah, you have to be lucky for 7 years. That is extreme luck. So what do you measure whether you're a good driver or not for? You said you don't feel comfortable. I say I'm a very good driver.
Hello.
What?
Copper.
Police.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
You yourself then. You were going to do a U-turn.
I wasn't going to do a U-turn. I'm going to go round down here when I can do a U-turn. We're nearly here.
Okay, good. You would have been on the 4th tee by now. So how are you feeling? No, but in all honesty, are you genuinely excited by the prospect of hitting a ball in anger?
Well, I'm relieved that this nonsensical ban has been lifted. It was sheer nonsense in the first place. It was posturing, and it was there was no trace of self-awareness about it at all. It was just posturing. And they've admitted it was posturing by saying it's a non-essential activity, which is rubbish.
But do you think you carried on a bit?
Well, I was so if you accept something that you think is patently wrong, and look at that.
What?
Well, you're looking at that.
Yeah, so you can't turn right. How do you get in there? You got a green light.
Oh, well, all right. I was assessing how I get in there.
Sam, I'm going to give you permission to do something illegal. Just turn in the exit. Jesus, I'm not a party to this. Okay, you're here.
Holy shit! Where am I going?
You are going the wrong way down this street.
I've never heard that. Shut up!
She's onto you. She's had a gutful.
Where did that come from?
Go over
You'd
here.
think the satellite would be blocked out by the clouds for a start.
Do you have to turn the car off?
Yeah, I do. I can leave it on if you wish, but I'll turn it off.
Oh.
Yeah, push button.
That was fun.
Let me out. No, anyhow, you'll be able to get
Thanks
a cab.
for the lift. I'll get an Uber.
Mate, the gods are against us. Someone's against us. It's absolutely persistently raining. Haven't played for 5 weeks, but here we are. Okay. So what have I got to try and do? Hit the fairway? Can I do it?